gozuuu from Eternal Titans versus r3as0n from WeStream Games for the finals. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the finals of TNE number 12. We've got r3as0n at the bottom of your screen from Team WeStream Games, gozuuu at the top from Eternal Titans, gozuuu on Argenport, gozuuu on the play here, starting off with a power, following up with the blueprints on turn 2. r3as0n on Xena midrange has dominated all night, 6-0 going into tonight, and a lot of the matches we've seen haven't looked super close, so r3as0n has been showing off with this Xena deck. Sinister Rumor is going to be the play for gozuuu, the first play to hit the board, and they're going to say D'Angelo might. That card is not going to be cost. Get out of here. Put them all in the void. I don't want you drawing any cards. Might be nerfed, but it's still pretty powerful, and gozuuu wants nothing to do with it.
Yes, because when you draw 5 or 6 cards, it's so hard to overcome.
Niftoid Delicious, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, you know, going and picking one card out isn't always effective, but when it's as powerful as D'Angelo might, we've seen that work. r3as0n going to follow up with a Tokas here, and gozuuu going to match with a Vara. No sack for r3as0n, says you can have a 5/5 deadly lifesteal because I've got Banish and Send an Agent and other ways to deal with that. Would much rather keep this Tokas on board.
That's correct. And yeah, I guess we'll see Send an Agent and then probably will go to the market.
Yep, Aurelian Merchant here. Let's take a look at what the market options are. We've got Behold the Truth, Grodov's Burden, Xenon Temple, Nash Desert Prince, Valiant Guardian. We've seen Grodov's Burden be the quick draw every single time, and we see it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Grodov's Burden going to hand for r3as0n. This is the 5-cost relic. Your single faction units have Exalted, but also has Spellcraft 3 to play Bury the Past, and then also another ability tacked on to draw a card for 5. So a lot packed into that little relic there, and it's done wonders tonight. Giving all your units Exalted is pretty good. And I think, let me check the list real quick, but I'm pretty sure that all of the Shadow in the deck list is spells.
Yes, that seems correct.
So that Grodov's Burden is going to be live for every single unit in r3as0n's deck. Yeah, the Shadow is for things like Exploit, Send an Agent, Banish, and D'Angelo might. There are no Shadow units in the deck.
There's also sight in the market, but I don't think we've seen it played today.
So r3as0n going to have the board development first. Now gozuuu does have some powerful cards in hand. Has a cast into Shadow, kill an enemy unit, and you can decimate to kill a second one. gozuuu just going to take out the one.
And yeah, unlike RNG, gozuuu only have master removal spells in the market. That's the end of the story. So it's a bit hard to get rid of this board full of like not full of, but buffed with Gordov's burden, because when you get rid of one unit, it just passes its stats to the next one, and so on and so on. And now Valiant Guardian is in r3as0n's hand, so your spells would go up in price as well, which is devastating. Yeah.
All right, and r3as0n going to take that one, looking pretty good. As SRFS says, I guess everybody just wanted to go and hurry up their open runs, right? Everybody just wants to start playing the open because we are flying through this tonight. And r3as0n going to take that first quick win, and now one game away from the finals and getting into the Invitational with that. Looking pretty dominant tonight. I'd have to check the games. I don't know off the top of my head how many games r3as0n has lost, but every time we've seen them, it hasn't really been that close.
That's true. And we haven't even seen that like huge world beater behemoths that give you like 6 power over 3 turns
Right.
or something like that.
We almost saw the killer overwhelm win, but not quite. All right, it's time for game 2. Our players are ready. Let's head down for game 2 of the finals. This is an obvious mulligan for reason here. Gozuuu kept 4 power, Defiant, Sinister Rumors, and Valkyrie Enforcer. I'm gonna take a look at that real quick. So reason.
Well, yeah, I guess they will keep this hand.
Reason's dropped 3 games tonight. So 3 of their matches they went 2-1. So they've gone, what would that be? 6 wins, 13-3 tonight in games.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Sinister Rumors, we saw this play before. Gozuuu says, I am not messing with any D'Angelo mites. Get them out of here. We're not playing that type of game. Seed of Mystery. No plays here for reason to start things off, but I imagine we're going to see that Aurelian Merchant next turn. Gozuuu going to fire off an Exploit on their turn. Rodolph Stranger, Send an Agent, Merchant, and a Time Etchings. Is there any chance you take the Merchant here?
Maybe because it both ramp and access to Gordo's Burden. So, and that 6/6 is pretty far away. Yeah, sounds reasonable. Probably you should take Merchant.
I'm going to go with the 6-drop. That makes sense too. You're taking the big threat that's in hand. Well,
That's true.
it always seems to work this way, doesn't it?
The problem with this Zenon deck that there is too many big threats
Yeah.
that are in the deck. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of tough for Gozuuu either way because you take the Aurelian Merchant and you don't have a clock to pressure Reason to kill them before Reason's able to just get up to those high cost things anyway. So that's not even super effective. But like you said, you take the big threat and Reason deck is just full of big threats. So it's not really a winning scenario on either side of things.
Yes, and those two defenses, I guess RNG didn't like what he sees now spectating this game.
Gonna follow up with Open Way Supplier. Give the top unit of Reason's deck Killer. And then the Time Etchings that unit, go to the market and get Time Sigil. I imagine we're going to see Grodov's Burden here, yep. We're going to throw away that Time Sigil we got from the Etchings to pick up that Grodov's Burden. And I kind of like using the Time Etchings there because it allowed you to, you can see it either way. It allowed you to keep all the cards in your hand because you used the Time Sigil you got off the Etchings. But you also are 1 power shorter away from doing something else. But I think Reason's pretty good on power right now. Attacking, not Gozuuu down to 15.
I just don't see this game going any other way.
You've tossed in the towel already, huh? It's tough. I mean, Gozuuu has a hand of Knife and 2 Defiance, and none of those 3 cards really deal with a Sandstorm Titan very well, or a Grodov Stranger, honestly.
I mean, you can 2-for-1 with Enforcer and Knife if Reason would accept this. But with Burden, you just, okay, I have 6/7, whatever.
Yeah,
and you just throw 2 cards away, so why not?
Yeah, all those stats just go right over to the other unit. I mean, 2 cards is a 2 for 0. It's 2 cards, and not that Gozuuu could do anything else. I mean, it's just not. The matchup seems really bad, but yeah, that's one of the reasons this matchup is so bad is because the player in the Arch and Port seat spends 2 cards, and the player in the Xenon seat just still has a 6/7 endurance.
Okay, now at least Defiances would do something. Because all those units, however huge they are free cost to less.
True. Defiance now is live for all of them.
But okay, I have 6/6 as well. Why not?
Send an agent. That's going to take care of the Vara. A space for reason. As you mentioned, the Defiance can kill. We're going to hit the 6/7 first. Reason presumably is going to put it onto the 1/1. Yep. And that one's going to get hit with the Defiance as well. But that's the thing about Grotto's Burden is it doesn't matter because now you can just put it on the Merchant. And now you have a 7/11 and a 6/6. So it didn't even matter. Those removal spells barely did anything.
7/11 was killer. Just
Yeah.
to add insult to the injury.
When you're playing a
But yes,
mid-range
it
deck
came.
that relies on point and click removal spells, Grotto's Burden is just a complete blowout. Yikes.